Hey, I'm Chromatus, and welcome back to Night Call. As we left off before, I had all my items, my investigations, all neatly stacked, and I think there's much I can do, so I'm gonna end the night and get back. Ooh. The phone rings and you jump. You're not used to hearing it. No one ever calls you. Oh, no one's ringing the taxi, man? It must be Beset. Of course it's frickin' Beset. It rings a few more times. Yeah, I'm gonna let her wait. I'm gonna let her wait. You know, I have another call coming, really. 2 more rings, buzzing in your ears. Your tinnitus is coming on again. Okay, fine. You pick up. Hello? Ridiculous, sarcastic tone, as obnoxious as usual. Listen, it's... She pauses. You suddenly hear a ruckus in the background. Probably noise at the station. Beset raises her voice. Anyone got time? Hey, guys, anyone? Fuck, they're all Netherlands here. Listen, it's early and I've wiped out. So are you, I bet. Let's get straight to the point. What do you have for me? In a calm and methodical voice, you start giving her the evidence you collected. You start with the first suspect, their connection to the victims, the rumors, the second suspect, and so on. A few minutes in, she lets out a whistle. Not bad at all. Seriously, you should come give me a lesson on the zombies I work with. A long sigh. I had some good news for you. We checked the alibi of one of those suspects I gave you. As you listen to her, you turn to the board and pull down the suspect she's referring to. So it's gotta be someone else. She snickers. You know how lucky you are? I'm doing your job for you, pal. Okay, enough chit-chat, I gotta run. I'll call you in 3 days, okay? Understood. Good doggy. I'll call you in 3 days and you better have what I need to make a proper arrest. The DA has fangs. We're pretty sure he's gonna turn into a werewolf at some point. She babbles on for a while. Her voice becomes softer, but just as sarcastic. That would explain his terrible breath. Okay, I'm out. She hangs up. You hold the handset to your ear for a while. You have just one thing in your mind. Sleeping. And forgetting it all. Let's go to bed, taxi man. We need some slumbering. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You slowly open the sofa bed and lie down. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed. Your body aches and you are in pain. You can tell you need to get more sleep. You glance at your investigation board. You hope to find more information tonight, even as soon as you wake up. You shake your head, and your mind wanders for a second. A second later, you're asleep. Night 4. So, I need to find more information, yes? And possibly, it's somebody else. There's a new character that we may have to find. I'm curious now if it's any of the people at all. I don't think it's Fragonard, the policeman. His stories are so sad. I don't think it's him. But he might be throwing me off the trail with those ones. They could be all fake. How do I know he's a policeman? But I believe it. I don't think it's Claudia, and I don't think it's Fragonard. I'm telling you. I haven't seen Salem yet. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go to another one of these. I'm gonna go to this one, and I'm gonna maybe check out this guy over here with the bunny ears. I don't know what you kind of look like a. You look like are you in a costume? Are you a monkey but bunny costume thingy? I don't know. I want to know. I want to get to know you. You leave his taxi behind and walk towards the last victim's building. Charles Bougrand Ferrer was killed in his parking garage. The large metal garage door is firmly closed. Look for another entrance. You walk around to the back of the building and look at the various entrances. The main one, the garage, and a maintenance door for the trash cans. Try the maintenance door. You've barely taken a step when a voice calls out to you. Hey! What are you doing? This is private property! You turn around and see a rather elderly man. Probably the concierge. He shines his flashlight in your direction.
I'm lost.
Lost? You think I'm a fucking idiot? Go! Get out of here! I'm calling the cops!
You leave the lobby. The concierge follows you and checks to make sure the door is firmly shut behind you.
If I see you looking around here again, I'm calling the cops!
You make your way back to your cab. You glance back at the building. The furious concierge is gone. You settle behind the wheel, short of breath.
Damn, okay.
Damn it, we got caught by the concierge.
Now the bunny man's gone. Dang it. Oh man. Alright, well, who are we gonna... We have to inspect somebody, so...
You pull over and stop at a gas station. Not a soul inside. The fluorescent lights irritate your eyes, and the smell of pee is wafting up from the space in between the pumps.
Yeah, I get it. I know. We've been here before. Okay? I just want to go get my newspaper and talk to the cashier, maybe. I don't know. You walk into the mini-mart. There's a smell coming off the guy running into the shop at the station. Booze?
Evening. I'm trying my luck again. A scratchy.
I do not want to see that Purdue one more time.
Losing ticket. No luck.
Okay. Hey, come back tomorrow. What? Oh, there's different. Oh, I should have got them one with more money. Fine. Can I get a newspaper? Thank you.
This serial killer business is crazy. The clerk cuts you off, pointing an angry finger at the newspapers on display in front of him.
Have you seen how much the police suck at catching him?
You smile and let him keep talking. Not a word from the guy behind the counter. You, on the other hand, curse automatically as you put one foot in the freezing cold.
You guys are not very chatty, I'm not going to lie. I came here for the gas, though. Bring it up. Come up. Le bon pomme. Le bel pompon. Thank you for the gas. I'm leaving. Good day. Now, let's find an interesting character. Alright, let's see what you're all about, lady. Miriam Bastille. Ooh, you have a nice fare. I shall accept your fare.
Your next passenger has that overtied look worn by so many young Parisians. She collapses into the back seat and mumbles an address on the other side of the city. You start driving. You discreetly watch her in the rearview mirror. Her face looks familiar. Maybe she's famous? Maybe you've driven her before.
Every time he says someone's familiar,
I get worried. After a few minutes, you decide she must be a babysitter. Young, not necessarily wealthy, an expression of utter boredom on her face. You often pick up this kind, especially in nice neighborhoods. You sent your passenger wants to talk about the killer. It's simple. Since the first murder, everyone thinks they know something. Everyone thinks they saw something. And this passenger is no exception. Having a good evening? She raises her head.
Yeah.
She falls silent again. The silence lasts a few seconds. Out your window, Paris is just beginning to fall asleep. Occasionally, you catch her glancing discreetly at you, like maybe she recognizes you too. Several minutes go by before she dares break the silence.
May I ask you something?
She leans forward slightly.
You and I have already talked. You may not remember, but, I was babysitting for an Iranian family and...
She leaves her sentence hanging. She eventually shakes her head.
Oh well. It's not all the same situation anyway. These are new clients. And I think I'm in love with the father.
Oh,
What? I need more
details, please. You speed up unconsciously. In love?
Yes, in love.
She smiles at you, then looks quickly outside the road. It's late. A few pedestrians are waking up the street, heads buried in their coats and scarves.
I can't stop thinking about him. There's something warm about him. About the way he moves. He's so sweet. A bit distant. Maybe a bit disconnected.
You're romantic.
A romantic?
She snickers.
It's not really my style to fall in love so easily. Actually, that never happens to me. I've had a few boyfriends, one girlfriend. Nothing serious. Nothing. No real attachment. But this? She opens her eyes wide. She's speaking to herself more than to you. Her fingers slide over the window as she leaves you a message you can't see from the front seat. That's why I left the message tonight.
I didn't get it till now. You're in love with us, eh? I may or may not be spoken for. Well, I mean, we're keeping our options open right now. Claudia could be a murderer. It's not good to fall in love with a murderer. We're keeping options open, Our services to anyone. And I believe Taximan Services 2.0 are engaged.
Oh. I slipped the letter into his trench coat just before I left. My heart was racing.
She pauses, avoids your gaze.
But I should speak directly to him. Tell him how I feel. Her eyes start to wander again. She's elsewhere. He used to play rugby. He's got an amazing build. He's got a bit of a belly now, and he pulls on his shirt buttons. Her eyes twinkle. I love it. It makes me melt. When I close my eyes, I picture him.
She stops, as if she only just realized she wasn't alone in the taxi. Yeah. What if his wife finds the letter?
So be it. I'll find other kids to sift for. It'll be a bit sticky, since the babysitting world in Paris is so small.
She smiles, a little for herself, and a little for you. You can't quite tell if she's being sarcastic or not.
I just had to give it a try. Or I want him to hold me. To hug me. Hug me tight.
A wave of sadness washes over her.
But
she leaves her sentence hanging for quite a while. You can tell she's unraveling the knots of the story in her mind.
It's like I don't even exist. His wife takes care of everything. She calls me, pays me, orders the cab. She's lovely, adorable actually. And this little kid is an angel, always smiling, always in a good mood.
She needs a moment to complete her sentence.
He barely says hello. It's like I don't even exist.
She looks away. You've almost reached your destination. Silence fills the cab. The young lady leans forward suddenly, like she's surprised to find herself at the end of the street, near her building.
I should be ashamed, shouldn't I?
Her eyes are filled with tears. She is shaking a bit. You hear from the tone of her voice that she's panicking.
No.
She nods.
Yes. I know I should be. I shouldn't have.
You pull her to the sidewalk while she heaves an odd sigh. A stifled sob, perhaps.
I'm such an idiot.
She pays her fare and gets quickly out of the cab. She practically runs to her building, unlocks the door, and throws herself into the lobby. You slowly release the steering wheel and stop to catch your own breath. You take a moment and turn the key in the ignition.
We got so much money from that. It was like all your babysitting money. What? It was such an expensive cab ride. I have had longer cab rides than that, and they've given me like 2 cents. What?
Anybody interesting?
Fragonard, yet again. Oh man, you know what, buddy? I've had so much talking about. Look at you. Look at you. My God,
beautiful beard. You got a beautiful beard, mister.
Yeah. Was I wrong? Did I like misread something? She was totally talking about me, right? Where am I going over here? Why do you want me to talk to this guy? Who?
Well, he looks like a bit of a, you know what? Maybe I'll go for you.
Jean-Noel Renier. Too drunk. Can't drive.
The fare's good. You know what? I'm taking the money. I'm doing it for the money.
A passenger waves to you from the sidewalk. Unsteady on his feet. One hand in the air. The other cup to his mouth to get your attention. This one has been drinking. He gets in, out of breath. You start driving.
I thought I was gonna have to walk. Thanks for stopping.
No problem. You have a good evening. He takes a minute to catch his breath.
Crazy, crazy.
Crazy. He leans forward. His face is close to yours. He reeks of alcohol, making your head spin. There's another smell coming off of him. Cologne.
It's crazy. One day you just realize you're useless. It's the same old, you know? And then BAM! You got a yes!
From life.
From Sonia. Her name is Sonia. It was our third date.
His eyes roll back in his head, and a huge grin spreads across his face.
I haven't felt like this in ages.
As he speaks, he pulls the hair off the top of his head. It's a toupee. She lays down on the seat next to him. Oh my god. As he runs his hand over his bald head, he looks like he's never been happier for or felt freer.
She teaches philosophy at my high school. I usually don't speak to her type. All liberal freaks. But I don't know, man. She had this strict way of walking, a serious look about her. She invited me for coffee at the end of the school day. I had a ton of papers to grip, but I said yes.
Best decision of my life. Oh, my whole life.
His eyelids droop, and his voice becomes flatter.
No, we went to the movies on our second date. It was Count Loch, another liberal freak, but she was really disappointed by it. Almost angry. I knew she was the one. We just had to get one more drink. She grabbed my hand, gave me that look like she wanted more. I didn't know what to do with myself.
He yawns, about to fall asleep. I can't let my seniors find out. You let him doze off. When you arrive at your destination, he is sound asleep. Sir. Your passenger awakes with a start. His first words come out in a swallow, half-eaten and unintelligible.
Sorry, I must have dozed off.
He glances at the meter, digs in his pocket and pulls out a handful of bills. You watch as he staggers down the street. A long minute later, he disappears into his building.
Money! Thank you for the tip. Oh my, good. I had a deficit last time. I want money. I would like the funds, please. And now maybe there's another character for me to talk to. You know what, buddy man? I have been ignoring you. I ignored you last time. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna see what you're all about. I'm gonna get all up in your business.
We're having a nice, quiet, sensual taxi ride. Our gas is good. The radio is fine. Our heating is sublime. Mr. Monkey Man, are you going to be courteous to your taxi man? Possibly generous? Ooh.
Combate!
Hugo Delaney. Ugh. Shit, man. Your next passenger is holding a bow, which he inadvertently pokes in his eye while getting into the taxi. He leaps into the back seat and looks at you with a lost expression on his face. I'm supposed to be at the Gambette bus station in less than 15 minutes. Your seatbelt. You run the first red light you come across. With a little luck, you'll get to the kid to his bus. You see him moping behind you. Shit, was it really that hard on time? Bro, you shit stain. You can't miss that bus, you just can't, man. Everything okay? Yeah, okay, this might sound a little crazy, but what do you think of my Gravia outfit? Gravia? Yeah, it's a race in the game. The bow, the helmet, the armor. You know, all the shit. It's very nice. Yeah? Yeah, oh, okay, but you think it's lit? Yeah, it's, very interesting. Interesting? I don't want interesting. He sighs heavily and droops his head. Shit. All this for a chick? I'm so into her. I even started playing her favorite video game, Lost Legend 5, to make her like me, but I look like a moron. He looks at the time on the meter. Chill out, man. You ever done anything for, like, a chick? Oh yeah, I definitely did some stupid shit. Much stupider than dressing up. It's not dressing up, it's a cosplay. He turns his bow over. This, cosplay for a convention? Yeah, in Belgium. There'll be, thousands of cosplayers. It's pretty legit. Will there be, Lots of graviers.
No, I don't think so. They're popular, but costume is daring. You gotta flash your abs at everyone all weekend.
Good luck with that.
Thanks. He glances at the meter. Are we almost there?
Right about now.
You park in front of the bus station. Your passenger pays his fare and pockets his change. Hey, thanks. He gets out of the cab. His bow gets caught in the door and snaps back in his eye. Jesus, fucking, oh, this shit's dangerous. A second later, he's running for his bus. His bow slung across his back. Oh my god. Alright, well, Monkey Man, we... Oh, sorry. I cough here. Alright, you know what? I found no one. Come on, give me the goods. I need to find someone. Oh, yeah, your profile pictures. You're really close to the thing there, but... Yes! I got profits! What? That... Never mind. What do you expect? Okay, maybe I wasted a lot of time going to those other places, perhaps. You take a few minutes to update your board with new clues. A bus goes by, making the wall shake. I swear to God, I do not... Thank you, I did not want to hear, oh, your neighbor just took a fat shit again, the pipe shake. No, thank you, okay? Ooh, what's this? No new... Ooh, ha 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 ha, protected by St. Queen Mary. I need to talk to you! I'm getting back out there. Is there anything new? There's nothing new. I'm going to bed. You open one eye. Fragments of a dream are still lingering. Ooh, maybe I did have a dream. You were giving birth to a cat. Okay. You get up quickly to forget all that. And a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Night 5. Alright, Salim, I'm on the hunt for you. I'm on a manhunt for you, and you only. I must talk to you, sir. You have been very... elusive as of yet. I'm gonna go to a gas station. Cause I wanna scratch a ticket. I wanna see, and also I wanna see if it wastes time. You slow down a bit. You've just been hit with a migraine. You crack your window. Icy Parisian air fills the cab. You need to rest. You need coffee. You need to close your eyes. Just a minute. One tiny minute. You don't need sleep? You raise your head and see yourself sitting in the back seat. Your gut clenches. No, it's more like someone is pulling your guts out.
Yeah, I look like shit. I know.
No surprise.
No surprise, considering all the crap I eat, right?
He smirks. And maybe it's just a smile. You can't quite tell.
I've just one thing to say. It won't take too long. You'll be able to get back to defending the weak and the poor right after. And maybe cleaning up your reputation and that pretty face of yours. It occurred to me, since your wife left you, you haven't got laid, have you? That must be hard on morale, huh? And I mean, there were opportunities. There was Cynthia. That her name? The nurse who changed your back a pace.
He lets out a snicker.
Or that chick you never called back. What was her name again? I don't know.
He glances sideways at you.
You know very well who I'm talking about. Go on.
His voice gets quieter, sounds far away.
Say her name. What's the name of the girl you never called back?
Silence seems to be getting on his nerves. He sits up and scolds you.
Stop fucking with me, asswipe. I know you. You know. He bares his teeth. Go on. The shape leans towards you. The smell of stale cigarettes coming off it fills your nostrils. Julie. Exactly. He smiles. Julie. Julie. Pretty Julie. When was it? 5 months back. 6 maybe. I don't know anymore. A passenger. A smile. Numbers swapped in the taxi. A coffee. A haircut a bit too short. But you're into short hair, aren't you? You like it when they look like dudes, don't you? Shut up. Calm down. I was just kidding. Bits and pieces of the coffee date start to resurface. So, why didn't you call her back? Julie. She left you messages. The last syllable hangs in the air. She wanted to see you again. Julie. The last syllable shimmers. She wanted to keep conversing with you. Julie. The last syllable burns. Tell the truth. She scared me. He smacks his thigh. There it is. She scared you. Because she was... He's waiting for you to answer, but you can't get the words out. They're stuck at the tip of your tongue. Because that Julie, she was smarter than you. Because she knew she was gonna talk about shit you wouldn't understand. Because you're too stupid. His posture shifts. It's almost imperceptible, but it's like he is melting into the back seat. You're too stupid. You lose your temper. You turn around to scream at him. Shut the hell up already. He has vanished. You alone in the cab. A truck passes you. The sound of the city slowly comes back to life. A metro in the distance. A party on the first floor of a nearby building. You turn the car on, but let your fingers linger on the keys. The metal is neither warm nor cold, just reassuring. You stay like that for a second before driving off. Who's this Julie? And why didn't we want to talk about her?
Hervé, I love you, but I want to talk to Salim.
Look at this Viking dude. Who the hell is this Viking dude?
Hervé, I'll be with you shortly. I love you. I shall give you a ride.
The door opens. Your passenger enters wearing a rather heavy-looking suit of armor. The plate metal clanks as he settles in. The horns seem dangerously close to the roof. Where to?
Ah, I see thou hast wasted no time in lengthy discourse.
Ride onward, my friend, to Notre Dame, the most noble of Catholic cathedrals. The jewel of the most magnificent city of Luthia. Ah! Luthia? In sooth, it is called Paris by the common people. Paris, the city of steel and stone. Noble stone, worn ages by ages. Glorious steel, tempered by fire. The entire world. The world looking in awe at its wonder its face, its monuments soaring to the heavens, singing praise to the mighty guardians of the citadel. He falls silent for a moment, then eventually leans in a little closer. Well then, I pray thee, to the 4th of Notre Dame de Paris. You nod and turn the key in the ignition. You start the cab at last. The ride to Paris continues in silence. The city is just waking up. Delivery trucks, the first buses of the day, and half-asleep pedestrians fill the streets. You feel a yawn creeping up your spine. Your muscles tighten to prevent your mouth from opening. Your eyes glaze over. The ride continues in silence from time to time. Your passenger shifts positions, as so does his plate metal. You are nearing the streets around Notre Dame now. The knight leans in towards you. Ah, the majestic towers appeareth yonder. What a tremendous sight. Oh, the marvel of it. Just thinking, it's dozens, scores of years to build it. He looks out the window as you stop the cab. My fellow has cometh. In the early morning light, you see a gathering of warriors and soldiers, of magicians and witches. What's going on? My comrades in arms, my sisters and brothers. We are all going to Fontainebleau for 3 days, for 3 moons. We will visit the forest of Berhern, the birthplace of Torgal, the Rash. Your passenger is rummaging through his armor. I know I put my wallet in here somewhere. He digs around for a minute. Pinches a finger. Damn it! And eventually pulls out some money for the fare. You watch as he tries to remove himself from the cab. First himself, bodily, helmet down as to not to damage the roof. Next his sword, with a clattering on the pavement. And lastly, his shield, which no longer seems to fit through the door. Good day, my dear fellow. Fare thee well. The knight salutes you. You watch him as he joins a group of friends. There are cries of admiration all around. You recognize your passenger with the rabbit ears. Oh no. Oh no. You met up with the Gravier, or the Gravieth, or whatever the hell he was. He and the knight greet each other, compliments flying thick and fast. You turn the key in the ignition.
24 cents? Really? The knight? You're not a generous knight, are you? I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it. No, I try to get Salem up, but I can't seem to find him. He just won't show up. Maybe I have to wait. Just gotta wait. Maybe a few nights in. Maybe he'll show up after. Salem's the only one we haven't been able to talk to yet. So who's this feller?
Jerome Prod, La Defense.
I shall bring you, and we shall see where we go from there.
Your passenger hurls himself into the back of the cab, spits out his address, then loosens up all at once, as if he's relieved.
I thought, here, thank you for stopping.
You nod and start the cab. You sense he's a stalker and a real headache. It's better to focus on the road. He drums his fingers nervous in the leather briefcase, but he's wearing a satisfied look on his face. Barely 30 seconds later, your passenger asks with a slight tremor.
Are we almost there yet?
You look at him in the rearview mirror, surprised and a little annoyed. Usually it's the big brawny types who say stuff like that. Guys who think they're all bulls in a cash cow world. But this guy, he looks more like a lamb to you. We just got going. He seems disappointed.
Oh, right. Not a problem. Not a problem.
He starts, rat-a-tatting again. That's when you notice the blood dripping slowly down his arm. He's wearing a dark-colored jacket, and you hadn't spotted it right away. Your passenger doesn't seem to be any pain, though. He's staring out the window religiously. You watch him intently, trying to figure out what's going on in his head.
I don't think we should say you're bleeding.
Why is he bleeding? I don't think it's his blood. You're bleeding. He stares at you for a moment, not sure if he's heard you correctly. Then his face brightens.
Yes, I'm fine.
He roars you with a grateful smile.
The building manager didn't know I was coming by, so he sicked the dogs on me.
A faint smile flickers across his face, but he suddenly looks pale to you.
Unfortunate business. I had sent his wife a message, of course, but she had broken her leg that morning, so she forgot to tell the husband. Well, she didn't exactly break it. The cab did. And the one I had ordered to go to the office, it ran her over. Because, you see... Wait, I'm getting it all wrong. I had already gone in the morning, but I forgot the key to the safe. That is to say... Well, it's pretty complicated, actually.
He gives you a short laugh.
I dropped the key and it got stuck in the gearbox of my car.
He stops.
Not my car, actually, but an old jalopy, alone on the, from the garage. But because my real car, so to speak, broke down on my way to Paris yesterday. I was just back from my friend's funeral in Brest. A tragic death. Gas leak in the chalet was shared in the Alps.
He heaves an audibly woeful sigh.
So, now I have 2 cars in the garage.
He appears to be momentarily preoccupied.
Not exactly the best timing.
He gives you his briefcase, a knowing pad of his contained the launch codes for the US nuclear arsenal.
But these papers are pretty darn important.
Clearly he is pretty impressed with himself.
I work for father, and it was emergency.
Couldn't your father go himself? He lets out a briefly throaty chuckle.
No, he couldn't. He's in jail.
He catches himself immediately.
He's suspected of tax evasion, but I know he's going to clear his name. It's always the same old in France. Anyone successful is inevitably a cheat. A crook. I've been working with father 7 years now. Ever since...
He stops. Since?
It was a silly business. I lost my job after... an accident. A stroke of bad luck.
He stares vacantly into space.
Who would ever have guessed a mineral bottle factory could burn up so quickly?
He shakes his head as to stave off unpleasant memories.
Anywho, I know father is innocent. There's no doubt about it.
He's empathic.
No doubt. I was brought up on righteousness and respect. We pay our taxes here in France.
He closes his eyes and bites his lip.
Well, except for that time I accidentally bought a casino in Pompey. But it was all settled very easily.
His hands flutter in the air. He heaves a long sigh, then starts to mutter to himself again.
Well, yes, it did take 2 days. What with the breakdown on the highway, then the flood in the first garage, then the key stuck in the gearbox of the car on loan, the accident with the caretaker's wife, the day at the hospital, the traffic jams on the way back.
He swallows audibly.
The dogs.
He heaves a deep sigh.
And then the fire alarm went off in father's office. Just between you and me, I have doubts about the Picasso drying out, but I haven't had time to look into it.
He drops his head for a moment before adding,
But father says we shouldn't talk about the Picasso.
He looks at you. His voice brightens notably.
Quite a day, eh? Especially since the papers were not in the safe. They were in the trash.
His eyes widen.
It's crazy how big that building is. There are tunnels in the basement, and dumpsters the size of this cab.
He bites his lip.
Not that your cab is a dumpster. I mean, don't get me wrong. But we often forget we live on an anthill. The garbage bins, the pipes, and the sewers. Not that I'm likely to forget the sewers anytime soon. I've actually visited them a few times, up close and personal. Did you know that one of the every 37 manhole covers in Paris has a functioning defect? Just imagine, huh?
No.
You're lucky then. Though I don't believe in luck. It's just an excuse for lazy people and geniuses.
He stops short.
But I was, alright, the manhole covers. Well, if you step on one, your foot firmly on the edge. The lid flips over and you fall in. It happens to me all the time. All the time. It's pretty crazy.
You are nearing your destination. Your passenger seems increasingly excited. You wouldn't have to be unlucky. Your passenger's eyes wide open.
Me? Unlucky?
He nods his head.
Funny you ask. People ask me that all the time. I don't think so. I've had a few accidents, of course. Like everyone else in life, I guess. But unlucky? No. I don't believe in stuff like that. I think you have to concentrate, to focus on your work, on your life. That we have to forge ahead, come what may. Even if your fiancé leaves you for the priest the day at your wedding.
I'm afraid to say it to you, buddy, but you're unlucky. He raises a warning finger.
And before you ask, no, it's not bad luck. It's a beautiful love story. I am happy for her.
He pauses.
And for him, of course, the priest.
He manages a forced smile. Okay. You park in front of the address he had given you. A large Hossman and Bolden. Clearly home to a host of lawyers and notaries.
Well, I'm off. We still have a few hours to get father's defense ready. Soon he'll be free. I know it. I can feel it.
With him on the case, I'm afraid your father's going to be having life in prison. He pays the fare and exits the cab in a hurry. You watch your passenger approach the door, punch in the code, punch in it again, get impatient, and start walking away from the building. You give a honk and your passenger walks over to the cab.
It's funny, I can get in. What street number did I give you?
112.
Alright, it's 212 actually.
It's still a ways away. Climb on in.
Thank you.
Well, we're not done with him. He climbs in the back seat.
Sorry, I'm not very good with numbers.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an accountant. ... You start the cab.
And enjoy a few seconds of silence. You've almost come up to number 212. A firefighter decked in protective gear motions you to stop. Your passenger leans forward.
What's going on? That's the address?
Out the window, you see an elegant apartment building in flames. A half a dozen emergency vehicles are blocking the street.
Fire at 212.
Your passenger is rummaging through his pockets in a tizzy. He goes pale.
Damn, I have to go. Thank you for your help.
He leaps out of the taxi and dashes over to the firefighters. His briefcase clutched tightly against his chest. You start the cab.
Oh, buddy. Oh my God, buddy. I think you're the most unluckiest person I've ever met. Salim, I swear to God, you just don't want to be found here. Okay, you know what? This is bullshit. Salim, I don't know what to tell you. He's not, there's no Salim. There's no Salim. He's nowhere to be found. I guess I'm just gonna keep going and see what happens.
Milo Reacher. I need a cab. Quick.
$5? $6?
You pull up in front of the American Embassy. You can't recall ever picking up a customer here. They probably have a fleet of their own. Or a contract with a private company. The door opens. You take an immediate liking to the guy who gets in. You find him somehow reassuring, like a lost tourist. He babbles something in English. You have to listen hard to make out the address.
Sorry, I'm just back in Paris. I've forgotten my manners.
He flashes you a sparkling smile. His voice is tinged with a slight American accent. You turn the key in the ignition.
Thanks. What's your name, pal?
You're surprised to hear him use the familiar "to" form straight off the bat.
You first.
If I remember my name, I'll be left with no other choice. I'll have to kill you.
He pauses, way too long to be joking. His face darkens. It's a different man on the seat behind you. And then, his face creases into a grin.
Hey, amigo, I'm joking. I work for the CIA, that's all.
The CIA?
Yeah, the CIA, you know, Jason Bourne and all that. The spy business.
You're a spy?
Yeah, you could say that.
Is that why your French accent is so good?
I speak 8 other languages, too.
You give a low whistle.
Not bad for a Yankee, eh?
He bursts into laughter.
No wonder I'm a spy, eh, amigo?
A wave of sadness comes over your passenger. You can read it in his gestures, in the look in his face. You cast a glance into the rearview mirror, trying to catch his eye. No luck.
Tough night.
Just like any other night, with its shares of highs and lows.
A soft, drunken burp tells you where the highs are.
It's just that.
He sits bolt upright, as if someone had stuck him in the back of the neck.
I don't have any children, amigo, but I've had some under my supervision. Kids.
One of them is... He stops short. He doesn't have to finish. You know where that sentence ends. You slump heavily against your seat and focus on the road. On automatic pilot, your mind a blank. What would you do if your children disappeared? Something awful. You can't even imagine it. The wrenching sorrow of a parent who loses a child. The first time I saw him. His voice has gone up a notch. You almost jump.
He was beating a black market supplier. The guy sold him some shoe polish that smelled like shit, and his business depended on shoe polish. He was always stationed around Krakow Cloth Hall. The Poles called it sucking nice, calling out to the passerby at the top of his lungs.
His voice trails off.
Bogdan. He wasn't the first kid I ever supervised. It's just, there was something different about him. He caught on fast, amigo. Know what I mean? He could think on his feet. He knew when to get tough and when to play dead. Bogdan was like a little Polish monkey. Smart, cunning, fearless, brave.
A real comic book hero. He breaks off again.
You really cared for him?
A great deal. I think he reminded me of myself. Like I said, amigo, I sensed it immediately. The first time I set eyes on him. He was beating up the supplier, and I went over and handed him a Mars bar. That's what we always gave them back then. We had about 5 minutes for a serious talk before the sugar kicked in. That was back in '88. Poland was no longer part of the USSR. The Soviets had lost. What an amazing country, amigo. Have you ever been there?
Never.
That's too bad. You arrive at your destination, a nondescript building all glass and metal. Every person is unique. Your passenger reaches into his pockets, fishing for the fare. Some are as cool as concrete, others fragile, like cut glass. He pulls out a bill and hands it to you. The poles are made of steel. His voice falters. His eyes glaze over.
I'm very sorry.
You know, amigo, I'm not just sad. I'm disappointed too.
Disappointed?
He feels for something in his vest. The idea of having his gun gives you quite a start. The kid entered my life like a jingle. You know what I mean? He's struggling to find the right metaphor. Life is like a radio. There are the songs, the interview, the ads, and the jingles. The jingles are short, but they stick in your head, and you can't get rid of them. You nod assent without thinking. Your client grins. The police got him. I trained the kid, and then he went out and got himself whacked. Through his own fault, too. I thought he was smarter, and he let himself get caught pickpocketing a couple of American tourists. They made a run for it and got shot in the back. Dumbass. He opens the cab door. The cold air rushes in. I taught that kid everything I knew. Everything. Well, so much for him. He exits the cab. The door slams with a resounding echo. You sit still. You sit stock still, taking in his parting words. Then you start the cab. No better way to get your minds off things. Jeez. God. So many people with such sad stories. But still no Celine. They really want me to go to Fragonard, don't they? I guess there's a linear story to it all. Like, you can pick different characters to find information, have some fun, but there is a linear story. You have to go through certain characters first. So I guess Salim is going to be a few nights ahead, so we're going to find out about that. But I think I'm going to leave this one here, so I hope you guys are enjoying. Leave a like if you are, and I'll see you in the next one.
There's nothing ever comes so close before you let me go. If I can't have you for my own, then I don't wanna know you let me fall for something